Okay, we have a severe problem in the United Kingdom, and I would say, let's call it the Western world. I was just looking up something on a website, which is the British National Health Service's website, and they refer to things, the abdomen, and they say it's your tummy, and then your abdomen in what are they called? Where are we? Yeah, the correct word, abdomen, right, which is a mature adult word that anyone knows, is put in, what are they called, brackets, as if it's a secondary word. No, it should be your abdomen, and if you really want to, then you can add a stupid word tummy, right? But for the rest of the article, it's the abdomen is referred to as the tummy. It's crazy that the whole this country is in a disastrous state. It's in the thrall of this twisted, liberal, babyish nonsense, treating people as though they have the intellect of a banana skin, or that they're just babies. This is the problem. This nanny state garbage has to stop. 20-mile-an-hour speed limits. What? The only time I could ever feasibly, potentially justify such a thing is at a particular time of day when schools are kicking out and there's a particular street where a lot of kids are crossing. In that particular instance, maybe, but they already have crossing patrols there. Yet this 20-mile-an-hour stuff is being snuck in all over the country. They're starting at the outskirts and they're trying to move it. What is going on here? I know what's going on. It's all about control. It's about trying to subdue people step by step. We'll infantilize them, treat them like children, and take away their freedoms slowly until they're just prisoners. And that's exactly what is being done to our country. And it is going to cause, in my opinion, a civil war is not out of the question. It will just pop like that. Because the people who are doing it think, yeah, we're doing fine. But more and more and more people are just saying, no, enough's enough. But the English way is not to shout and make a lot of noise. But I don't think the people who are doing this, because they're not English basically, it's an internationalist thing, right? They don't really understand the English temperament. The Englishman is a very, very patient animal. Very patient, but he's not weak. And these people think that is weakness. We'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And the problem is that when the Englishman strikes, he doesn't strike in a stupid, reactive way. He plans ahead. He sees these problems coming and says, right, okay, I need to prepare myself for this. We are a measured people. We're a very disciplined people. We don't go yelling and rioting in the streets easily. Now, if I was doing this stuff, I would be very concerned. I am very concerned as an Englishman watching this happen. To me, serious civil unrest is not off the table. I believe that it is very highly likely. But the people who are doing this don't seem to be able to see it. They're like, oh, the Englishman, he's not doing anything back. Oh, well, we'll just carry on and on and on. If you were doing this in France, well, they'd be in the streets in 5 minutes. But the thing is, they wouldn't achieve anything. They make a lot of noise, but they're not, in my opinion, as organised. Englishmen are very highly disciplined, very organised people. We have a very strong military history. And we have the strongest empire the world's ever seen. And that's in us as a people. We don't run around like lunatics. So the people who are doing this really need to understand what they're playing with. Because this is going to snap. It's going to snap hard. And it won't be the kind of situation where people are just going to lose their minds. No. What's going to happen is it's going to be stopped and replaced. It's going to be replaced with a system that works. Because the system that I grew up with and the system that all the men and women in my country grew up with is being devastated. We can all see it, but the English people, we don't lose our minds. We're quite a reserved people. But when it's time, we start to get our heads together to solve problems. We're not a weak people, not by any stretch of the imagination. I would argue we're the strongest people on the planet. We have self-control. Not always and everyone, but at heart, we're a disciplined people. So these people trying to encroach upon our society and try to change it don't realize what they're dealing with. These people, New World Order people. Well, in my opinion, New World implies that that particular group of people started their nonsense over in the New World, i.e. in the Americas. And they don't realize what they're dealing with, okay? We are the parent country. We're not some colony that's just appeared out of the blue. You might be able to get away with flooding the United States with immigrants, but you can't do that with England. Our roots are absolutely solid. So you can paint over it with whatever you like, but you'll never destroy the roots. And these fools think that by flooding our country with immigrants and by trying to ruin our society from the outside in, that they can do damage that will ultimately put them in charge. And it won't happen. It can't happen. But what they're going to realize very soon is the Englishman is going to get organized. And the Englishman is not by his nature disorganized. He's just going to apply the organization he already has to the problem. We're a very patient people. We don't fly off the handle very easily. But when we do get moving, be prepared. Because this ain't gonna fly, what's going on. I'm not complaining in a powerless state of mind. I know the spirit of my country, and I know the sentiment that's floating around. And more people are getting on the right page, on the same page, which is this has to stop. And there are certain terms which I've heard other people say. People have talked about civil war. You'll never hear that in the newspapers or on the TV or anything like that, but people are starting to talk about it. I'm not advocating it. I'm saying what I'm hearing. I'll be talking to someone about this stuff and they'll come out with it. And I'll be like, crikey, that sounds a bit extreme. But it's true. This kind of creeping communist nonsense is the same thing that a lot of men of our nation and our culture died to fight. So it's not going to be allowed to continue. Like I say, stupid things like 20-mile-an-hour speed limits. That's just someone saying, hey, let's see what we can get away with. I'm telling you right now, the Englishman is about to get organised. So the people who are doing this are out of time. They're out of luck. It's not going to be allowed to continue. Using feminism and using babyism to try to ruin things. I mean, they have this make-believe idea that treating people like babies will make them into dependent babies. Sure, there might be some stupid people out there who like everything done for them and like to be controlled, but that's not the English way. You say it's not the British way. That's not how we do things. We're an independently minded nation. We're a nation of thinkers and doers, of creators, of geniuses, of inventors, of entrepreneurs, of industrialists, of pioneers. This nonsense will not continue. You can't treat people of that nature like they're stupid. They won't take it. And I think this is, like I say, with the Englishman, these people don't understand. When the Englishman doesn't react, it doesn't mean he's not going to. It means he's preparing to. You understand? An Englishman won't... rush into a problem. He looks at it and says, okay, what's the best way of solving this problem? And when he's decided on a course of action, he'll take it. You know, we use the rational brain a lot in the British culture. We're not a highly reactive people. Yeah, we can be, but at heart, we're a disciplined people. That's what enabled us to create such a fabulously strong empire, is discipline. Yeah, we're funny people. Yeah, we've got a good sense of humour. But our strength of discipline is as strong as our sense of humour. So these guys are going to get a very, very, very big shock. I'm really sad about this period in history, in my country's history, but it's not going to continue forever. In a way I'm sad about it, in a way I'm actually really excited about it, because Britain is about to experience a massive resurgence in its strength. Because you can't, it's like the old, the sort of the idea of, poking and prodding a lion. Yeah, you carry on poking and prodding the lion as much as you like. And then all of a sudden, you're gone. And that's the British people. We're a patient bunch, but we're immensely strong. So, this stuff is a daily annoyance for everybody. We all see it. We can work. We can conduct our lives while it's going on. We're all aware of it. But we're not the type of people to just sit by and say, oh well, never mind. Oh well, that'll be fine. No, that's not our nature. We are problem solvers. Look at the history of British science and industrialism. We look at things and say, okay, what's the problem? What's the solution? We don't sit there and wait for other people to do it for us. That's why we see Americans normally, we think Americans are pretty stupid because they're not trained. It's not in their culture to seek solutions to problems. In entrepreneurialism, they're very good, they're very strong. They're very good at certain innovations and in being self-starters. Good for them. But they're not at heart problem solvers. And we've been doing it in Britain for a very, very long time. And we've got a problem on our doorstep. And it's not going to be solved by chaos, it's going to be solved by order. And that's what's coming to the UK. Proper order. We can't faff around anymore. We can't flap around anymore. We can't just watch this anymore. And we're not going to. Now, I don't know exactly what other people are thinking. But I know, actually, I do know what they're thinking, actually. I will say I do know what they're thinking. I know that this country is going to be healed and fixed. I don't want to see social unrest, but I'm telling you, if you keep poking and prodding people that long, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And in Britain, we've got nowhere else to go. Our back's against the wall. I'd say the United States is a young country. It's a former colony. They've got a lot of space, a lot of room to make messes. We have no room in this country. We are where the buck stops. In the whole of Europe, England is where the buck stops, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows it, and they're all looking to us. And that's where it's going to start. This push back against this internationalist, globalist idiocy and this menace. I see it. I see it every day. You can't treat Englishmen like babies. Our own NHS describing things, tummy, it's your tummy. No, it's not your tummy, it's your abdomen. If they're talking about things like personal things like, stool, feces, they call it poo. You can't treat English adults like that. That's a joke. That's feminism and that's infantilism. It's a joke. And it's all going to stop now. So, that's the news. The real news.